I mean, America had to wait until 9/11, that vicious, thuggish attack in New York, for many white Americans to raise the question, why are we hated so? Black kids raise the question at 3 years old. Why am I hated so, mommy? Why am I dealing with what seems to be a context in which I'm so unsafe and unprotected and subject to unjustified violence and hated? What is it about this nation? Honey, it's niggerization.
Of these GOP members of the party running for president are responding. What do you want to see from some of these Democrats who are running?
Well, just be able to tell the truth and say, look, you can't talk about wealth inequality, you can't talk about decrepit education, you can't talk about massive unemployment and underemployment, and you can't talk about drones being dropped on people in other parts of the world without talking about white supremacy and its ways in which it operates. It doesn't have to be overt. The president's right about that. But too many black people are niggerized. I would say the first black president has become the first niggerized black president.
Get the ultimate in body armor protection from Fortress Survival, LLC. Get this multi-cam plate carrier front and back, 2 10x12 level 3 trauma plates, 2 6x6 side plates, all level 3 NIJ lab certified. High quality performance, hardcore protection for the ultimate prepper and survivalist in your family. Hard hit it! Fortress Survival, LLC. Get all of your body armor and survivalist related supplies and gear from Fortress Survival. Click the link below right now. Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Green. You're tuning into AMTV Alternative Media Television. It is Wednesday, 2015. And today I want to talk about the Confederate flag. And as a black man, you might be seeing white, Caucasian on screen, but I was actually born black. My soul was. Just like Caitlyn Jenner's soul was born a chick, a woman. And then he cut his dick off and inverted his dick and it became a vagina. I'm sure most of you can appreciate this in politically correct America, but my soul was born black. Which is why I believe, and you're a racist if you say anything to the contrary, because of course this is a politically correct society. You're a racist if you don't perceive me as black, because again, my soul was born black, just like Caitlyn Jenner's soul, formerly Bruce, was born a chick. And this is all normal in our society now. So I can speak to the Confederate flag, but there's this big issue regarding the Confederate flag right now, post the Dylann Roof shooting in South Carolina, of which he's posed in several photos holding a Confederate flag and wearing a patch of a Rhodesian flag and inciting and invoking what people to believe to be racism, and then perpetrating a heinous, tragic, racist act, targeting a church which happened to kill several African Americans. An absolute and utter tragedy. Now, because of that, and because America can't be offended, now large corporations like eBay, Amazon, and Walmart, which surprisingly caters to Hicks pretty much, I mean, let's be honest, is now getting rid of their Confederate flag merchandise. They're pulling it from the shelves. Even a Walmart spokesperson said, you know, they never want to offend anybody with their products because they've been selling Confederate belts, Confederate flags, and Confederate flag-related merchandise. Now, as a black man, a guy whose soul was born black, I know I look white, but I'm actually black. It's amazing to me that we're going to tear apart and shred a piece of American history because people might be offended. Again, this is exactly what's wrong with America today. It illustrates what's wrong with America today. This politically correct bullshit society where nobody can be offended. You know, what about all the people in the South that lost ancestors fighting the Civil War, that are very prideful and take ownership over that flag, don't view it as a racist flag or anything like that? Why can't those people still have their flag at the state capitol in South Carolina? The governor's saying that, I believe I think it's a she, so who knows, maybe her soul was born a man, I'm not sure. I mean, it's so genderless and confusing now, and nobody really has a race anymore, and we're just this sexless, genderless society that's like bisexual, maybe trisexual. I'm confused. I don't know. It says she, I think, supports taking the Confederate flag down from the state capitol. Now, even if the Confederate flag invokes racist feelings, and many people in America might find it offensive, that's the exact reason why we shouldn't remove the flag from large corporate shelves like Amazon, eBay, and Walmart. Again, the whole idea of free speech is that we can be offended. That's what free speech is. I mean, if we turn into a genderless, sexless, raceless society that pulls things from shelves because we're offended and gets rid of historical items like the Confederate flag, well, then we would be no different than just an authoritarian dictatorship. Some kind of regime that supposedly we've been fighting against to preserve this constitutional republic in the United States of America. And again, so much history baked in to the South, the Confederate flag itself, invoking history of the Civil War, etc., etc. All because one crazy guy, one murderous asshole like Dylan Roof happened to be posing with the Confederate flag. They're now going to get rid of it in America today. Essentially proving the point that Dylan Roof won. His agenda was, again, to incite a race war, which is exactly what he's helped accomplish. And, of course, Obama's embracing this. The niggerized president, according to Colonel West, that's a quote, the first niggerized president, according to Colonel West. I don't even know, honestly, where they come up with this shit. Niggerized? What the hell does that mean? I mean, only the black community, and I'm black, remember, my soul was born black, can get away with this shit. You know, we couldn't have a Caucasian equivalent of the NAACP. That would be considered like a KKK racist group. You know, I mean, that's the equivalent how CNN would present it. You know, where is the equivalent of the NAACP for whites? Honestly, I'm not talking about the KKK. I'm just talking about an equivalent, politically correct group, equivalent and on par with the NAACP that promotes the advancement of Caucasians and the advancement of white people in this multicultural, multiracial, multi-sex, genderless society that we now live, where it's promoted now through the mainstream media to be gay, bisexual, you know, LBGT, and Q is the latest letter that they added, a Q, if that looks right on camera, either way, queer and or questioning. You know, the society of Bruce Jenners, their souls, now Caitlyn Jenner, born a chick. My soul, of course, as now all of you well known tuning in, was born black. I talked about my penis specifically being born black, its soul born black. And again, for any of you to refute that to be racist and would be a racist act in and of itself. And I personally would find offensive because, again, I was born that way. And because I was born that way, you can't argue with it. Just like serial killers were born that way, rapists were born that way, crazy assholes like Dylan Roof were born that way. So, you know, honestly, Walmart should be ashamed of itself. Amazon should be ashamed of itself. eBay should be ashamed of itself. Sears should be ashamed of itself. They also own Kmart, should be ashamed of itself. Again, we can't offend this genderless, sexist, politically correct, inverting dick, creating vagina society. We wouldn't want to do that, so we're just going to pull history off the shelves. You know, it's almost kind of funny. I mean, I would think let's stock up on Confederate flags now. I mean, hey, why not buy more of what's in limited supply? You know, just a freaking joke. You know, personally, I don't own a Confederate flag. I don't really care. I'm not from the South. But those in the South might care. And again, the very definition of freedom of speech is that we allow ourselves to be offended. Just like if somebody decides to burn an American flag, I personally would find that offensive, and I might not agree with it, but we allow it in our society because, again, the idea here in the United States of America, which is a long track record and history, the idea of it is that we are not a society that lives under an authoritarian regime, fearful of offending whatever group, is currently, raising an eyebrow courtesy of the mainstream media and CNN. Whether or not it's Don Lemon with his scarf and Anderson Cooper, the two homosexual representatives of CNN, the politically correct pundits, or it's Brian Williams and the new guy who, honestly, if you take a look at him, I can't remember his name, looks like the black version of Brian Williams. It looks like Brian Williams, blackface. Seriously, they just like throw glasses on him, and he's the new newscaster because the old guy, Brian Williams, was also a lying piece of shit who just lied on camera all day and basically just sold bold-faced lies through the mainstream media, something we've been pointing out for years now. And now the conspiracy theorists are once again proven just to be really truth tellers. A society, again, built on smoke and mirrors. Whether or not we look at it through the lens of the mainstream media or we look at it through the lens of the Federal Reserve, Wall Street, this funny money, etc., ad nauseum. So what do you think about the Confederate flag, especially, and what do you think about my opinion? A black man's opinion. Remember, my soul was born black, just like Caitlyn Jenner's soul was born a chick. And this politically correct, bullshit, dick-inverting, vagina-creating society that can no longer be offended. God forbid anybody in America be offended. God forbid we step on anybody's freaking tippy toes. We step on the tippy toes of the NAACP or Colonel West or Obama, the first niggerized president, according to Colonel West. Again, not my words. What the politically correct bullshit media is throwing and forcing down our throats. Personally, I hate companies like Walmart. I think Walmart is a disgrace. If I was the Waltons or a Walton heir, yeah, I might be a billionaire heir, but I would be ashamed of myself for what they created. I would be ashamed to be a part of the Walmart name. Grossly underpaying their employees. I mean, every time, and I refuse to shop there. I refuse to step foot in there. You just walk through and you just feel like a gangly peasant. Back in the days of Shakespeare, running through the aisles looking for cheap goods. Well, we pad the pockets of friggin' billionaires in the name of the Waltons. I also reported yesterday, Facebook, now a larger capitalization worth more than the brick and mortar business Walmart. Walmart has now been superseded by tech, big tech, and social media giants like FB, its ticker on Wall Street. Get it out everywhere. I'm Christopher Green, hard-hitting it in your face as usual, and click the link below to support our sponsor. Also, I just wanted to point out, as a black man, again, my soul was born black, that the U.S. flag itself is inherently extremely racist. And as a black man, again, my soul born black, I am extremely offended. Again, the colors, red, white, and blue. It's why I'm calling into action a new politically correct bullshit petition to change the color white of the U.S. flag to black, to better reflect our black culture and our black society. Again, very racist and very offensive to the black community, the NAACP, and I really think that the president should also take issue to this. Thank you for your time.